Laura Ann Toll here, and I want to talk about my first year as a legal temp in Los Angeles back in 2002-2003, which I haven't talked about. People don't know I did this. When I first moved to California, I was working for an agency that was based on the East Coast. I think it was based out of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. Anyways, I worked for a company based on the East Coast that was giving me temp jobs in law firms here in California. And I did a couple different jobs, and it's kind of interesting. Though it also led to me working on sets as a background artist because I grew to hate it. One particular firm I worked for was a patent law firm, but they had a client who was a slip and fall case, and they had neglected it. Like they had just let it slide. They didn't file the paperwork they were supposed to do. They gave me the file because I was an active attorney, but I was a temp. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I didn't come here to practice. I'm just supposed to be a temp. I just want to do paralegal stuff, answer the phone maybe, do some research. I do not want to be given a client. I was not ready to do that. I could not handle it. And I certainly couldn't handle the slip and fall case. It actually brought up the trauma of me having to have a car accident my last year of law school, and I was triggered a little bit by it. And I was like, I really don't want to do this. I do not want to walk into this courtroom dealing with this, helping this woman. I'm going to fail. I'm going to feel like crap because I'm going to fail. This woman isn't going to get a damn dime, going to get a dime because I'm doing it, and I'm going to mess up, and I can't do this. But anyways, I went through the file, and I found documentation showing that they at one point wanted to get rid of this woman as a client. They wanted to toss her. And I was like, okay, then why are they giving me this case? Why are they having me, the temp? They want me to call this woman as though I'm her lawyer. So I went through they wanted me to file documents for this woman with the courts. And so as I'm going through the documents and looking at the civil procedure, I figured out that the documents are late. And according to the civil procedure laws in California, if I file the documents and put my name on it, I could get in trouble with the state bar. I could potentially be disbarred. I could eventually kicked out of the law. Well, I'm like, they want me to put my name on this? This doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not doing this. So I went to the guy who was it was his case originally, and he says to me, "You're going to file those paperwork. You're going to put your name on it. The judge said it's okay, and you're going to do it because I'm going to be a partner in his law firm." And I'm thinking, or you're going to be fired. And I'm like, you're going to be a partner? Well, I'm sorry. I quit. Because I realized in that moment he was using me as a scapegoat. And you want to know something though? I honestly think that there may have been some sort of like twisted behind the scenes thing with people I went to law school with. Because I remember my ethics professor in law school telling me that I would probably get in trouble not for doing a bad thing, but for doing the wrong thing and thinking it was the right thing, but it isn't the right thing under the legal ethics rules. Like, people don't realize this. Like, what you think is right and wrong isn't necessarily what the legal profession thinks is right or wrong. Like, there are procedures and there are things you're supposed to do as a lawyer that would go against everything you might think is right. Which is why I don't practice, because I can't deal with that. I really can't. I can't deal with doing something that in my gut would just sit there and just gnaw at me forever, and yet on the legal and the law, it's perfectly fine for me to do whatever that is. So anyway, I told him no. I think that I have documentation of this. Like, I think I kept the letter that I wrote to the law firm, and I kept certain documents. I don't think I kept, fairly soon I didn't keep anything that was confidential with the client, though I might have kept her name somewhere, buried in a file somewhere, just so I had it in case that this ever came up again. Because I thought that it was just disgusting. Here I am working for this law firm as a temp here in Los Angeles, and they effectively want to lay their mistakes onto me. They want me to take this woman's case on, pursue it, and potentially get disbarred and make it look like I'm the one responsible for their mistake. And I'm like, no, I quit. I walked out. I never worked there again. I did, though, go to the partner in the law firm and apologize to him and say, look, I know you just had kids. I know you guys brought me on as a temp to help you guys, but I can't work here anymore. I can't. And I'm not sure if I actually explained to him what was really going on, but I think I did actually indicate to him, I can't do this case. I can't handle it. It's just not my thing. It's not what I'm trained to do. I never trained to be a slip and fall lawyer. You know, it's like that whole Better Call Saul thing. No, not for me. I would never like intentionally take cases like that, which is ironic considering the fact I was tripped on a set, and then Crabtree, and then what is it? The lawyers with SAG-AFTRA, Crabtree Ireland, and Nicole Nicaragua have been blacklisting me from being with the acting community, and then also Carrasco at Santa Monica College insinuated that I caused an accident on a set, and then I wanted to sue for it. Here's the thing. I don't have the resources to handle a lawsuit. I don't have the money to handle a lawsuit. I don't have the capability of doing my own lawsuit. I can't. I don't even have friends who are lawyers because I can't stand lawyers so much that I cut everybody from law school out of my life because I was like, you're not making me practice. I hate it. Can't stand it. I had more talent and skills as an artist and a creative person. I wanted to get in touch with my feelings. I didn't want to deal with the legal stuff. And I certainly didn't want to deal with the nasty stuff where people are trying to make me do things that are wrong or do things that are against the law or use me as a freaking patsy. That's disgusting. And what really makes me angry, though, is I wouldn't be put it past some of the guys I went to law school with, who are from California, doing something like this because they played these kind of games when I was in law school. Jimmy Moyer. Just because someone apologizes for a mistake they made, that doesn't mean they're an idiot. Tim Camden, you have music, I have acting. You want to know what SAG-AFTRA means to me? It is the only reason I even went to law school, because my First Amendment right to have a voice, to be able to say, hey, guys, guess what? I'm an actor. That is more important to me than my law degree. I would burn my law degree. I would throw it away. And in fact, that's what I did. I resigned from the California State Bar because acting meant so much to me. I would rather starve than give it up. And to being rational, I can't be rational. Not to the extent where I give up my ethics, my sense of right and wrong, and I do things that make me feel so disgusted with myself I can't sleep at night. Like having to deal with some attorney who wants to basically make me look bad and use me as a scapegoat. There's something seriously wrong with California. And I hate to say this with the religious people here, because you think that you have the right to make me have a purpose to serve the Christian community. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but there's Christian nationals here in California who have that attitude. There are Jews who I've met here who have that attitude. They want to enforce, like, their morality. And the reality is, you know what? I'm a good person and wanted one guy in my life, my best friend, and you want me with a guy who has a job and money. How is your ethics any better than, and you know, I mean, Blake Shelton writes a play in which he makes me look like a woman who desperately needs a man with a job because I need his money. It's his money I want, not his actual conversations or his companionship or his connection. And you're an actor, Blake? Do you even know what it is to connect to 100 mother? I mean, granted, you know, I know what it feels like to have trouble connecting with other people. I'm socially introverted, and I'm not gay, I'm straight, and I have social anxiety. And acting was the only thing that actually allowed me to overcome that. It's the only thing that got rid of the social anxiety. And now I'm back to, I don't know if I can show it or not. Well, my hands aren't bad today. Actually, they're pretty steady. But I've gone back to periods of time where they shake. And I don't like it. All because you guys need to make me sure I'm not allowed in the SAG-AFTRA building when I didn't do anything. I'm not allowed to get SAG-AFTRA members when I earned it. And all because the attorneys want to force me to practice law. And then there's this guy who's a lawyer named, I think, Kramer, who was a criminal defense lawyer here in California, who I met at the SAG Foundation, and they kept sending me his way. I'm thinking, just because my father's a federal agent does not mean I'm interested in criminal law. It does not mean I'm interested in putting people in jail. It does not mean I'm interested in prosecuting or defending criminals. That is not my interest at all. My interest is the First Amendment. I have always been more passionate about journalists and the truth. Telling the truth versus hiding the truth as an attorney. Because I would rather be honest, which means I cannot work with people who lie. Which means I do not want to work with criminals who may lie to win. Or prosecutors who may lie to put someone away because they need to win. I can't. I just want to be able to feel safe to be an actor again, and safe to be able to get in touch with my feelings, and safe to be doing the things that I'm really capable of doing. Because you want to know something, you people out there want to give me a purpose? Maybe I have something inside me that says what my purpose is, and you should allow me to follow that. instead of demanding that I follow the purpose that you want me to serve. You know what narcissism? That's narcissism. You thinking you have the right to tell me how I'm supposed to be helping other people, what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. That's very Nazi of you. That's fascists. And we have become fascist with our, quote, American patriotism when we have a planet that needs all of us to get along, or we're going to kill it. Fascism is extreme patriotism to the point where we think that we are better than everyone else, and we end up destroying each other over that pride. It isn't healthy. And I hate to say this to the Jewish people and the Christians, you are practicing fascism when you act like you're superior because you think you have the right to tell someone they have to believe in your God and they have to believe in your morality. And some of you are hypocrites for promoting porn, for promoting women being property and slaves, for promoting the degradation of children. I mean, seriously, how many pedophiles and disgusting people are religious? It's not helping people. There's something seriously wrong with that. We need to have balance, and we need to have healthy, mentally healthy relationships where we're allowed to find our own individuality. I don't need to hurt somebody to feel good about myself. I don't need to degrade anybody to feel good about myself. Acting made me feel good about myself. I wanted casting agents to like me so that they would hire me more than I wanted fans. I don't need people worshiping me. And I'm fairly certain, though, that someone is messing with the algorithms to make sure that no one likes me, and no one finds out my truth. And all you're doing, in the long run, I hope, that the truth comes out. That the people doing this to me, people who have been hurting me, Shonda Rhimes putting my phone number out in public as hers, get exposed. And I hope people wake up to the reality of the fact that's power. They're not a good person. It's someone using their power to destroy somebody else. You know, if I was in Shonda Rhimes' position, first off, I wouldn't be writing doctor shows because I don't like, my mom was a nurse and I couldn't stand her. I'd be writing a cop show, probably. But I actually would be making movies. I wouldn't be making television shows because I couldn't stand the idea of dealing with the same subject for years. I would do like multiple movies. Movie after movie. And I would actually be writing a lot of them and creating them myself. If I had all the money she had, I'd be giving the money to charities that help other people. And just keeping enough to have what I need to survive and what I need to keep the roof over my head. Have a child. I would have had a kid. And I would be promoting healthy living and a better planet. Not, not trying to destroy other people because I feel threatened by them, or not trying to destroy other people because they need to be proven right. I know I'm right about things that I've done and what I haven't done. I know I've made some stupid mistakes with men. That's for certain. I wish I'd never met Jordan Marks for pizza. I wish I'd realized the fact that he was interested in me in ways that weren't. And I wish I had realized the fact that Jeremy Gilbreth was out to hurt me, and that he needed power over me to make himself feel better, because that's exactly what it was. It was power. Because I didn't know. I thought, I thought he was like a brother. Like I thought him as a friend and a buddy. He had a girlfriend, and I was afraid he was going to kill himself with the drug problems. I had no idea. Because back on the East Coast, no one ever treated me like I was a hot, sexy woman. I'm still not. I mean, I'm cute somewhat. I'm sick right now, so I look like crap. But I was kind of the woman that everyone treated like they were the nice girl that, like the sister. I mean, I've had a few men, surprise me. But I didn't have a boyfriend like chase after me really until I was in grad school. I mean, yeah. Like I never really chased after men either because I was too busy getting good grades. Like for me, it was about exploring emotions, exploring feelings, and exploring the mind, and creating stories. And I loved reading about history, and I loved reading about people, and I love mythology. I love mythology. Like when it comes to history, I love mythology. But it was me. And I love art. I love art. In fact, I have to go because I'm going to an art show and I need to spend the day exploring art and looking at art and doing something I should have done a long time, rekindling artistic hope. But I wanted to post this because people need to know there's a reason I don't practice law. And there's a reason why I'm angry at the lawyers for probably trying to, I mean, that's what Nicaragua, I think I'm pronouncing her name wrong. I apologize if I'm not, though maybe I shouldn't apologize because she has been just a piece of work. She knows I went to law school. She knows I didn't do anything violent to anybody, and yet they've been telling me I can't, because basically I can't be an actor. Well, guess what? If I can't be an actor, I have no reason to care about getting up in the morning. I don't. I want to work as an actor. I want to do work as an actor. I want that more than I ever want to be. I don't care about going on a vacation. My vacation would be working on a set because I was happy. I love that life. So guess what, Nicole? You're a dream killer. You are. I don't know why you're working for SAG-AFTRA, because you obviously have a vendetta against anyone with a law degree who wants to leave the profession and do something fun with their life. Bitter wench.